Hey guys, it's Franky. Welcome to the Think Tank. So this morning, I want to touch on Bryan Kohberger. I want to talk about the gag order. I want to talk about the new lawyer. There's a little bit of discussion on how they might find this weapon. And Kaylee Goncalves' dad has spoke out. So we know that they have set the 25th with the courts to discuss the gag order. And I do believe there's a little bit going on behind the scenes. So I'd like to look into that with you guys. I hope everybody's doing good. Day off. The sun's shining here. We're getting a beautiful day in the Rockies. Blue sky, temperatures up, no rain or wind. So we're winning. Jasmine, of course, is saying her morning hello. Lizzie's sitting with her, but as we know, she's not as vocal. So let's take a look. Jazzy, don't start. So I'm also going to go over that the motion to reconsider, but we'll start here for now. So this is the new lawyer that they're talking about. Give me 2 seconds here. Oh my goodness, it's like having children, right? So let's see here. Let's go over this. Idaho student suspect Bryan Kohberger hires new high-profile lawyer who worked TV case. Okay. I really have not looked into this a whole lot. So it's going to be new information for me as well. I like doing that. I like it when we can go over things together. So this came out on May 10th, and the New York Post, they are in the description. So check them out.
Evidence, they would be able to present their case without subjecting any witnesses to cross-examination before a trial. Kohberger faces 4 counts of first-degree murder and another for felony burglary. Again, for now, a preliminary hearing is scheduled for June 26th.
A third kid? What if she likes playing golf? It's expensive. We're outlawing golf.
Okay,
Wait,
that was
can I still play?
fast.
Since we work with Empower, we don't have to worry about.
Okay, so let's take a look at this. The wind, I say, has picked up. It's scaring the dogs. It's one of those mornings, guys. So suspect, University of Idaho unaliver Bryan Kohberger has hired a new attorney who previously worked at a case that appeared on America's Most Wanted, involving a man who received 4 consecutive life sentences plus 50 years. So this is another high-end lawyer. So Elisa G. Massoff has been added as co-counsel for Kohberger, who faces 4 charges of first degree and another charge of felony burglary. And this is for the unaliving, of course, Maddie Mogan, Zaina Kernodle, Ethan Chapin, Kaylee Goncalves, and this was on November 13th in their home, as we know, at 1122 King Road. So it says here she attended the same university, and she is a certified deaf penalty case that have been filed. Oh, so let's go back here. Is certified to defend death penalty cases and filed a notice to appear with the Second Judicial Court on Tuesday. This was coming from Fox. According to, she's got a website. Masseth is qualified to defend clients facing the death penalty under her section about. She claims to be one of the top criminal defense lawyers in Idaho. That's a big statement. She is Idaho's Criminal Justice Panel representative and a former president of the Idaho Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers. She spent 11 years on the board of directors before becoming president. Look at the lawyers he is getting, guys. Like, what the hell? Masseth's previous cases included overturning a conviction for a man accused of attempted M&K. The man wound up receiving 4 consecutive life sentences plus 50 years, according to the National Registry of Exonerations. And the case appeared, as we know, on America's Most Wanted. On appeal, she was able to convince the court that the witness mistakenly identified her client. That must be her there. Yeah, he's got some power behind him. And she's also going to get, looks like $200 an hour, just like Ann Taylor. And Taylor has counseled Slane University. We know about her. And we know about the part where she stopped working basically for a couple families and took this case instead. So I'm not too sure. I mean, maybe she's a good lawyer, but she doesn't have good business practice in my mind. So yeah, this is what the Xana's mom had said. I'm heartbroken because I trusted her. Karen Northington, Kernodle's mom. She pretended that she was wanting to help me, and to find out that she was representing him, I can't even convey how betrayed I feel. And this was a big discussion, and I'm kind of on their side when it comes to this. Like, they obviously have other people. They're bringing in someone else. So whatever. That's everybody's going to have their own opinion on that one. So again, it says that Taylor was the chief of Kootenai County Public Defender's Office, was the attorney for Northington in at least 2 cases. She was defending Northington after the mother was arrested and hit with a D charge and P charge on November 19th, 6 days after her daughter and 3 others died, allegedly by Taylor's current client. So yeah, it's a little bit of a mess in my mind, but each to their own. I mean, we're all going to have a different opinion on that one, aren't we? Hey, well, hello. Oh, my damn, is it Mother's Day? Happy Mother's Day. Yay. Happy Mother's Day. Is it really? Always nice to see you, though. Okay. I went to the wrong spot. That was interesting. So, I'll go up here. So, this is talking about the stains that were in Bryan Kohberger's apartment and inside of his bedroom, and a theory on how police could track down this weapon. So it's saying, and we've gone over, no, this is the 166 pages. If you guys want to see this document, you have to let me know, because I'll do it, but it's 166 pages. So it would take some time. If you're interested, just let me know and I'm in. So it says newly released court documents in the Idaho murder case revealed that during a search of Bryan Kohberger's apartment, investigators discovered traces of B in his bedroom and uncovered a previously unknown storage unit. And we have talked about that in a previous video as well. I may as well say it this time because I always forget. If you don't mind, hit that like button. Unless you think I suck, then hit that thumbs down. I'd love for you to subscribe and share. And I do appreciate you. So According to these documents, when police approached the storage closet belonging to Bryan Kohberger, this was about 2 months ago, 2 months after the homicides, it was unlocked and the door was ajar. And they said that it was dusty with cobwebs. No trace evidence was taken, and police didn't believe Kohberger had used it recently, but the unit's existence may still provide a big lead for law enforcement. It's plausible that Kohberger may have accessed the unit weeks earlier, closer to the time when these attacks took place. It appears that investigators considered the possibility that a storage closet would be a convenient place to temporarily stash the alleged weapon and the clothes that police believe the suspect wore the night of these attacks. There is no indication in the documentation that Kohberger did either of these, but law enforcement is likely running down that lead. The samples found in the apartment were preliminarily tested on the scene before being taken to the lab for further analysis. Meanwhile, Kohberger and his team are busy mounting a legal defense, suggesting, oh, hey, girls. No. Suggesting he will plead not guilty in his upcoming preliminary hearing. That has been my take this entire time, just due to the fact of how strong his words were and his question about other people. So, yeah, I would expect to see a not guilty come from them. So it says in recent court documents, the suspect pled not guilty in his upcoming, that's what I just said. And recent court documents, the suspect demanded that state turn over evidence that the defense claims would prove the innocence, including body dash cam footage from officers involved in the arrest and lab reports from the forensic evidence seized at his parents' home and in the Hyundai. So that's quite interesting. I don't know if they're going to get anything out of this, to be honest with you, because there was cobwebs in this thing. So in my mind, if there's cobwebs, it has not been used for some time. Maybe, but I can't see it. But I mean, we will wait, right? So let's see here. Let's look over here for a second. So Idaho attack update. Documents give new insight into Bryan Kohberger's case. So this is the documentation I was talking about with those 166 pages. Let's check it out.
Recorded. Again, I think you know why I stopped you. You were in the red light.
What actually happened was I was stuck in the middle of the intersection.
Yeah,
so
I was behind you the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So technically, you're not supposed to enter the intersection at all for that reason, because if the light turns red, then you're stuck in the intersection, and then you run the red light. So that's the reason I stopped you. Do you have your license on you?
Yep. So would you explain that to me a little bit further? So in Pennsylvania, when you're stuck like in the intersection, you have to make the left. So what would the appropriate thing for me to have done been? Just
You're not supposed to block an intersection like that in Washington. So just by you blocking the intersection, that's technically a ticketable violation. And then then you're running a red light. So it's another ticketable offense. So
So we have watched this, but I do find it quite interesting. We'll look through it again here. I find it interesting. Just watch how he enjoys testing this officer.
not supposed to proceed into the intersection until you can go, because a lot of people do what you just did, right? Is like you're sitting in the intersection waiting, and then turns, and then you're blocking. So
yeah, there was a little bit of confusion with speeding because someone had stopped. I wasn't sure what they were doing, and then they put on their light to turn. So I thought that maybe they were letting me go through.
Oh,
did you see that?
No.
Yeah, like right before I made the turn, there was someone who made a right. They didn't have their signal on, so I wasn't sure if they were just waiting.
Yeah, so I would just advise, just don't enter the intersection until you can go, so you don't get stuck. Let's see.
But in that situation, the best thing to do then would be back up. and not.
I don't know if there's a best thing to do in that situation because you're either going to back up into somebody
Yeah.
or you're going to run a red light. So, or you're going to be sitting in an intersection.
Yeah.
There's not really a great option there.
Yeah, I was just slightly into the crosswalk, so.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, where I'm from Pennsylvania, we actually don't have like crosswalks.
Oh,
so even if you're kind of slightly, there's a little bit more leeway as well. Like there are a few lines. Like there's one white line and there's another one in front. Like there's like a certain margin from which you can actually kind of put your vehicle, place your vehicle.
Yeah. So I know.
So do you guys believe that? He said no crosswalks in Pennsylvania. Is that a truth? Do we know that? Sounds odd to me.
Laws vary state to state, but there is a law in Washington for blocking an intersection like that, proceeding through when you don't, when you're just stalling. I forget the actual verbiage. I can find it for you, but it's like stalling, blocking an intersection.
Yeah, just curious about the law. I don't mean to.
Oh no, yeah, I can find it for you. Yeah. So I'm not writing a ticket or anything like that today. I understand you're from Pennsylvania, but in the future, don't proceed through the intersection. You can't get stopped for that alone, unless you can clearly just clear it right away.
Okay.
So,
so then basically, I understand.
You're just supposed to wait behind the white line. Drivers do it all the time, but
it never even occurred to me that was actually something wrong. But well, except for the fact that I
Watch his eyes. This guy is just totally creepy.
was blocking the crosswalk, which is
yeah.
why I went through.
And states vary a lot from laws. Like Pennsylvania might not even have that law, but in Washington we do.
I'm actually just from a very rural area, so we just don't have crosswalks.
Oh.
Unless I visit an area where there are crosswalks,
Gotcha.
And then it's not very frequent.
Yeah.
I do apologize if I was asking you too many questions about the law. I wasn't trying to like.
No. Not at all. Like I understand you're not from here, so if you don't, a lot of people don't know a bunch of laws. Like I only know it because this is what I do. But yeah, if you're ever curious on any more laws, just RCW, and they can be hard to read because it's in.
So that was Newsweek with that. So they're talking about the new documents. And I've got them here to go through with you. So, and again, they're talking about that 166 pages. So it isn't about the one I was just talking about. This is the 166 pages that I was discussing earlier, and whether or not you guys would like me to go through those, because we do have them. So in that 166 pages, it does give an account of everything that they said was going on. And that is when Kohberger said that he entered a plea with his former attorney and said he was eager to be exonerated. Oh, my word, my zoo. So this is the 166 pages. And there's little bits and bites in there that are interesting. A lot of it is repetitive. But I will, like I said, go through the objection to the motion. And this is to object to the date of the 24th to go through this. So it says, additionally, the documents also contain a list that were taken for preventive chemicals for blood. And it does go through all of this stuff. And it said the items were listed as a red-brown stain on an uncased pillow on the south side of the bed and a mattress cover on the bed. So multiple stains present on cover collected after one positive result, other stains not tested. Jennifer Coffendorfer, former FBI, told Newsweek if there's blood, it could be his. And that's kind of what I was thinking. You know, what is the likelihood? But I mean, only God knows, right? So yeah, there's a possibility that it could be his. I think it's a big win in regards to the different items that test positive for blood. Documents also state that the police discovered a storage unit, and we just talked about that, and about the cobwebs. She described it as a big goose egg. Nothing in it but cobwebs. And that's what I think. I don't think that they're going to find anything that has anything to do with the kids. It's just not in my mind. So let's look at this motion to reconsider. So this is it here. And it is from Ann Taylor and sent to the prosecutors. And this is Bryan Kohberger, the defendant, and objection to motion to reconsider order date on May 4th, 2026. I thought it was the 5th, but I don't know. Comes now, Bryan C. Kohberger, by and through his attorney, J. Weston Logson, Chief Deputy Litigation, and hereby objects to the motion to reconsider order date May 4th, 2023, on the grounds that the media's motion to vacate the amended non-dissemination order raises factual issues that Mr. Kohberger requires additional time to prepare. The media argues in its motion that it is irreparably harmed each day this court's amended non-dissemination order. Sorry about that. I will get my talking straightened out. Non-dissemination order remains in place. In essence, the media argues that this court should grant a temporary injunction against its unknown injunction. It claims that this was the intent of the Supreme Court because it moved quickly to determine that its petition for writ was filed in the wrong form and using the wrong vehicle. What? What the media fails to notice, the Supreme Court provided no such directive in its written decision. It also fails to note that the petition for writ was purely legal issue, whereas, as it has been repeatedly argued, the basis for the entry or amended non-dissemination order in its question of law. In fact, see memorandum in support of the motion to vacate and non-dissemination order at *12. The media seems to be acting on the premise that the order should simply vanish now that it has arrived on the scene. Instead, the court has reasonably and correctly recognized that the proper path forward is hearing where the parties may show what evidence there is of prejudice and the potential for prejudice to Mr. Kohberger's 6th and 14th amended rights to a fair trial from the removal of the non-dissemination order in this case. Because the media coverage of this case has been intense, and because Mr. Kohberger plans on providing expert testimony on its damaging effects, Mr. Kohberger will require additional time and will not be prepared for such a hearing on May 22nd, 2023, dated the 10th day of May, 2023. Again, oh my word. Okay, they're gone. Because the media coverage in this case has been intense, and because Mr. Kohberger plans on providing expert testimony on its damaging effects, Mr. Kohberger will require additional time and will not be prepared. Okay, we just went through all that for a second time. So again, this is from Ann Taylor, and it is an objection to motion to reconsider order dated May 4th, 2023. I hereby certify that a true and correct copy of the foregoing was personally served as indicated below on the 11th day of May, 2023, addressed to, and then it tells you where it went, Latah County Prosecuting Attorney Shannon Gray, Wendy J. Olson, email address Corey M. Carone, email address. So they're trying to extend that. They don't want to, they figure they need more time to get in there and talk fully on this gag order issue. So I guess we're going to have to wait and see. The dates are really bouncing around. I've got 25th now, 24th now, and the 22nd now. So I'll just keep my eye on it and see what comes up. And again, guys, if you want me to go through that document, like I said, it's 166 pages, but I will take the time to go through it with you. I have no problem. Just let me know in the comments. So I am going to say goodbye. As you're heading out, if you could hit that subscribe and that like button, it would do me and my channel greatly. So friends, thanks for being here with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.